Hello, welcome to another episode of Montana Shares, your opportunity to find out about the nonprofits that are working to make our state great. I'm your host, Bill Crane, and today I have Matt with NAMI Montana with me. Hello, Matt.
Hi, Bill.
So let's start with the high level view. Tell us about NAMI Montana.
Yeah,
Probably should use the long version of the name. I'm being lazy.
hey, it's even short at the Secretary of State's office, so we made it as simple as we could. NAMI Montana is the Montana affiliate of the National Alliance on Mental Illness. We're a grassroots organization that supports, educates, and advocates for people who live with serious mental illnesses and their family. It's a great organization. I've been with them for about 8 years, but it's been in Montana since the 80s and actually started on the national level in the 70s.
Mm-hmm. And we'll chat about your walk coming up a little later on, but let's kind of keep working on the big picture. So what gets you up in the morning and gets you to work?
It's amazing to me what the fight against mental illness is, and how complex and hard these challenges are. About one of 4 people will have some kind of a symptom of mental health that'll keep them from attending work each year, but then about 1 in 17 people will have a serious disabling mental illness, and just trying to work along that spectrum and help people achieve the life that they want to. And it's public and private interfaces, and trying to get systems to work together that are hard. It's really hard problems, and I really get into the history of it, and I look at it like I was reading a biography on Washington, and him and John Adams toured the mental hospital in Philadelphia while they were there for the first constitutional convention. And so this is a long-term human problem and human challenge, but also a lot of our greatest geniuses, and Martin Luther King and Gandhi and their depression, Churchill, I guess trying to keep a couple more of those folks alive and having the lives that they want to live, and being able to contribute to society in the way that they want to.
I thought one of the more fascinating things I ran across in a couple of the movies I was watching, one that comes to mind was the Beach Boys lead singer had auditory hallucinations. They said basically his genius lay in his mental illness or his issues that he had mentally. And someone else, and I don't remember the other one, was that they wouldn't have been as genius had they not had this altered view of the world. And I think that probably is so applicable to so many of the sort of greats in the world, is that they had these altered views.
Yeah, altered views, and I think I don't think it's surprising that Gandhi and Martin Luther King both battled with depression and suicidal thoughts, and that deep empathy that someone who has depression has can change the world in very powerful ways. And I think that the trick is trying to make sure that we don't lose them along the way, or that their lives are not so horrible, just giving people the ability to live. And there's lots of different variations, and if someone can find a vessel in which to kind of channel themselves to make things burgeon that are positive, you end up with the Beach Boys' greatest tunes. Or there's also someone who may be on the streets, or at Montana State Hospital, and just trying to make sure that people can live the lives that they want to.
So, biggest challenges you deal with? A few examples or something like that.
I think that just the complexity of mental illness. It is hard, and I think it's hard for people to understand the disruptions of the neural circuitry in the brain. We all realize that we have a very complicated brain underneath our skull, and okay, maybe people realize there might be neurons in there that talk back and forth using a combination of chemical and electricity, and trying to picture, okay, sometimes if 1 billion neurons are trying to talk, things are not going to always work. Thoughts are going to be transmitted not in the way that we want them to, not in a healthy way, um, sometimes positively, sometimes negatively, and it's just such a difficult condition to understand, and then to try to build a treatment system around it. But I am really heartened by a lot of the research that's going on, and even in the past couple of years, what I've been able to see with the Center for Mental Health Research and Recovery bringing cutting edge research to the state in Montana has been really powerful. I think the next couple of decades are going to be exciting in mental illness, and part of what we're doing now is helping people get the care that they need, but also building a smarter system that'll be able to take advantage of improvements in treatment in the years to come.
Mm-hmm. I think you kind of touched on something early on, that there's so broad a spectrum to all these things. I know the autistic spectrum is from just slight little things to severe disabilities. You know, you said 1 in 4. I think probably everyone has a certain amount of mental issues in their life. It just, life is complex and challenging, and I think we've always tried to hide this type of issue, and probably the best thing we can do is just talk about it.
I fully agree, and I think that was one of the things when I talked about my own depression. It was really freeing. You know, it was great for me and for our cause, but it was scary. You know, it was scary to open up, but boy, there was no negatives. You know, there was nothing that was bad about opening up or sharing that, and I had more positive feedback about that than about anything else that I've done. And I think a lot of what I get from reading history is, you know, that there are a lot of folks that were open. You know, how do we know about Churchill's depression? There must not have been a stigma, or he would have covered it. You know, I mean, like George Washington was terrified about people knowing about his dentures. You know, I mean, like it wasn't, you know, it wasn't revolutionary general-ish, and I think it's some of this with the advent of television and new media. I think that we buried it for a while, but it's coming back up, and we're tribes again, and having conversations about what's bothering us is really healthy.
Mm-hmm. Well, great. Well, let's go ahead and talk about the walk coming up.
Yeah, it's on September 25th at Memorial Park. It's about a 5K or 3-mile walk. It's a really great event. We start from Memorial Park, and there's bubbles and games and face painters for the kids. We usually have the area football teams are involved with crossroads and warming people up, and it's a really nice event, a great way for people to come in and kind of embrace the fight against mental illness, and you know, bring your friends, bring your neighbors, bring your kids. It's also a nice way to learn about mental illness for the first time. We're able to feature Navy SEAL Commander Scott Hannon at this year's walk as our signature walker, and you know, he's got a really powerful story of his recovery, and I think it's a great way for people to not only support the fight against mental illness, but learn about it. You know, I know when I learned about mental illness or depression or suicide, it was as a student at Capitol High School, being sat down by the teachers and hearing that we lost another friend to suicide. You know, and it was the wrong way to learn. I didn't know what box to put that in, or how to understand that, that, you know, Jim wasn't going to be with us anymore, and trying to figure out why. So I think that the NAMI Walk does a lot, not only to build up the resources that we can get to improve our mental health treatment system, but also to build the awareness of this is what these conditions are, and this is how you can go get help for them.
Okay. So even though we have no clue, we're going to say it's going to be a great day, right? It's sunny and clear.
It's going to be a great day for the Chisholm family. Always says that Jonas Chisholm is up there praying for us, and I tell you what, that day in September is unusually bright and sunny. So he's in charge of the weather, and he hasn't let us down yet.
Okay, so they can go to your website, get registration forms?
Yeah,
What's your ideal situation?
Easiest way is to sign up online. They can go to our website, www.namimt.org, and sign up there. We have really big sign up here buttons, and it's easy, it's fast. You can also donate there. If someone wants to register offline and start a team, they can call our office at 443-7871 or contact us through the website. And it's a really easy process, or just show up on walk day with as many people as you can. Bring a couple of bucks and a smile, and we'll have a great time.
Cool. So anything else that we've missed on either aspect of what you do?
Yeah, for the community of Helena, one of the things that we're really excited about is the Youth Aware Mental Health program that'll be coming to the Helena schools in the fall. And it's for freshmen in high school, and it is a really cutting edge program for teaching kids how to generate their own resiliency skills for mental health. And it's been proven on a incredibly high level of scrutiny to improve outcomes and improve lives and reduce rates of depression. And we're honored to work with the Helena School District in Montana State to bring it to the Helena schools. This is one of the more exciting things happening in the country, and it wouldn't happen without our NAMI Montana supporters.
So you've piqued my interest. What's the format that's going to be delivered in?
It's really, really neat. I went through the training and I was super impressed. It's five courses, so once a week for 5 weeks. And the instructors are people from outside of the school that have been trained, and they come in and they work with the kids and go through a lot of role playing and just learning about resiliency skills and how to adapt and overcome. And it's neat because you look at Google is teaching its employees mindfulness skills, and the military's looking at resiliency. We're beginning to realize as a society and as employers that that mental health matters, and we want people being able to bring all that they can to school or work every day. And it's not just about stopping suicide, it's about helping people really achieve the lives that they want to.
Great. Excellent.
We're really, really excited about it.
Okay. So let's wrap up here on the walk one more time, the date, to come out, have fun. You said it so well. I wanted to finish on that, but I also wanted to give you the opportunity to talk about something else.
Awesome. Yeah, it's September 25th at Memorial Park. It's a Sunday. Come about noon. There's going to be vendors. We'll have music, face painting, bubble games for the kids. It was a big hit last year. We're going to double down on that this year, and it's a great day. We usually have about 2,000 people, and it's an astonishing show of how much this matters to our community, and we really love and appreciate everybody that comes out for it.
Excellent. That's great. Well, thank you for coming in today and sharing your information with us. Thank you guys for tuning in today, and we look forward to seeing you in another couple of weeks.